I cheated on my ex-husband with Chad.
Really?
I wouldn't say cheat because I mentally checked out.
I understand. So you were almost done with that relationship.
I was done.
So you were done
I was
with
mentally checked out.
This clip comes from the podcast called Humble Baddies. I'm not sure who this lady on the left is in the middle. I do know the lady on the right. Her name is Rail. I know her from Shannon Sharp's podcast as well as Nightcap with Shannon Sharp and retired wide receiver Ocho Cinco. I know that that's Ocho's girlfriend or fiance maybe. And, they call her Rail, but her actual name is Sherelle Rosado. And she's going to talk about how she initially got with Ocho. I thought it was pretty interesting.
Cheating okay?
Hell no. What you mean?
Because if you're saying that sex is the basic, the anchor of, a relationship, a marriage, or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say it's the anchor. I say it's very important. It's a fundamental principle.
So if you're withdrawing sex,
it's a must in a relationship.
It's a must. You think it's a priority?
Yeah.
Yes, for sure.
Yes.
I agree.
Probably the number one
But
priority.
what do you mean cheating?
It's just, is cheating okay? If you feeling like, low key, you're like, I'm withdrawing my.
I don't think anybody wants to be cheated on. No.
What type of silly question is this? Do any woman want to be cheated on? No, that's your answer. Because the women would never justify cheating unless it's them the ones that's stepping out.
No. But I think people have different responses to it. So some people feel like cheating is just sex to them. So they're like, oh well, I mean, it's
that's what I'm saying.
Most men feel
if
that way.
If you know that your spouse, so let me just add this layer.
Yeah.
If you know your spouse wants it all the time, maybe let's say out of the week, maybe 3 to 4 times out of the week. And, maybe there's a time where you're like, I'm not feeling it or whatever. Mm-hmm. What do you feel the difference would be if he might have stepped out or, marriage aside, okay? Because we know everyone is not married and we know everyone's not in that kind of relationship. Mm-hmm. But what do you feel the difference between if cheating is okay because you're not giving that physical intimacy that's needed and maybe he wants it all the time and you withdraw from that
and you basically push that person away. It doesn't have to be a him or a her. It doesn't have to be gender.
I think that cheating is wrong, period, because you have a choice. You know what I mean? Like nobody's holding you up with a gun to your head. You know what I'm saying? Like if you need sex that bad that you need to go outside of our relationship,
get help.
It's almost low key an issue.
Yeah, there's something wrong, there's an issue, and you have a choice. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna stop you. Like, I can't, obviously, you have your own free will. It's not up to me. If you wanna go out and have sex with other people, I think that's my husband calling me right now. But yeah,
maybe
I just feel like, cheating to me is wrong, period.
I agree with
there's
that.
no ifs, ands, or buts about it. Because at the end of the day, even being a married woman,
mm-hmm.
It's at the end of the day, it's just a piece of paper that we sign. That's not going to stop you from doing whatever you want to do. So if you want to go out and you want to be with somebody else, that's on you. That's your decision. You have your free will to do that. Mm-hmm. And if you do that, that doesn't mean that I agree with it. If I decide to stay through that doesn't mean that I agree with it either. But I don't agree with it, period.
I don't think anyone agrees with it. I've been in a place where I've been cheated on, and I've been in a place where I had the tit for tat and said it, and I'm gonna.
That's a good.
Give it to you. So
interesting, Sherelle.
Did you do it because strictly you just wanted to get back at him, or you really just wanted to have sex with somebody else?
No, I felt like I had enough. I was at the end of I had enough.
But have you ever, in any of your relationships, have you ever just wanted to be with somebody else? You're in a relationship, you love this person you're in a relationship with, but you want to
venture off,
dip your toe in somebody else's porn.
Us as women, our answer will be different because we are emotional creatures.
I agree.
And I feel like, when I was younger, I used to have the tit for tat mentality, and I cheated on my ex-husband with Chad.
Really?
I wouldn't say cheat because I mentally checked out.
I understand. So you were almost done with that relationship.
I was done.
So you were done
I was
with
mentally checked out.
That doesn't justify you still cheated. You see the way in which they try to paint it? I cheated on my husband to get with Ocho Cinco, who was a football player. I don't know if he was still playing or if he was retired at the time. But she tries to twist it and say, well, I didn't cheat because I had already mentally checked out of my relationship. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is BS. Because no one will accept that from a man. You cheated on your wife. Oh, no, I didn't. Because I emotionally already checked out.
Hey, yo, what the fuck?
Nobody trying to hear that if a man said it. Stop the cap. Own it. Be accountable.
I grew an emotional attach. So it was like I was already physically attracted to him. So it just made it even better.
But see, that doesn't feel like tit for tat. It just feels like you was done and somebody else caught your attention.
But
and she cheated.
At the age I'm at now, I felt like it was wrong because I should have ended that relationship fully.
Yeah.
I agree.
I was younger, and at that time, I was focused on myself and trying to get over everything that I went through. And if I would go back, I probably wouldn't have did what I did, but it happened. I can't go back and change it.
Does that affect your relationship now?
With us?
Yeah.
Of course.
So do you feel like Chad may not trust you as much because he knows you was with another?
I wouldn't say it doesn't affect Chad and our relationship because I told him the reason why I did what I did. But it does affect my ex-husband and our relationship. We do have a child together, and
I'm sure it does because you cheated on him. You cheated on him to be with a football player. I'm not sure who her ex-husband was. Maybe he's already like a famous person. I'm not sure. You guys let me know in the chat. But of course, I'm sure that ruined you guys' relationship because you cheated on him while you were married. And the other thing, I don't think Chad looks at it that way. Ocho Cinco, I love you, bro, on Nightcap, but you a fool. Any woman that will leave her man for you or leave her husband for you will leave you for another dude. It is what it is, man.
So we are co-parenting.
Co-parenting, it does affect a lot. We don't communicate at all.
I bet y'all
my
don't.
son on the phone. That's how we communicate.
You don't want to talk to you?
Mm-hmm. It's hard to really explain to him because as a man, their pride is very hard. It's like,
I understand.
You basically, I took care of things you should have, but they don't see what they do.
Mm-mm.
They just look at what you do, that one thing that you do, and you're the worst person ever.
Yeah.
No accountability.
Yep. Because men can't take it. They can't take it.
They can't take what they dish.
Exactly. They cannot take it.
On the other end of things, I feel like people have to understand, and now I realize this now, that people have like just relationships, not just, sexual or just intimate relationships, friendships, corporate relationships, whatever. It's an expiration date. And I'm saying that to say that like we have to be, put our big pants on and just say, you know what? This is not fulfilling me in some kind of way. This is not helping me out. This is not helping me reach my goals. Or I'm not happy. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we just get in this mundane, day-to-day time of where we're just like, you know what? I'm gonna wake up next to this person. It works. Rent is paid.
I think
figure it out.
that is what I was dealing with. Like I went through so much in that relationship, in that marriage.
Yeah.
I started just, okay, let me just check the box. Of
course.
And that's where communication comes in at because it's like, I can't focus on my kids anymore. I can't make sure, he's happy. I got to focus on me because if I'm not happy, he's not happy.
Yeah.
So
And see, that right there is one of the biggest problems. What she just said is the exact opposite of how that should be. I can't focus on my husband's happiness. Or I can't even focus on the kids because I'm not happy. And when I'm not happy, he's not happy. No, it's not about you. And that's so many people's problem when they get into marriage. They enter marriage thinking it's about them. No, it's about your family as a unit, and your children come first. Your happiness and how you feel becomes secondary and third. But so many women, and it pains me to say this, are just flat out selfish. They think my feelings, how I feel, and my happiness is my number one, my second, and my third priorities. Your family comes before you if you choose to become married.
So I felt like if I would have communicated more and exited out of that relationship, it would have been better. We probably would have had a better co-parent.
And you know that now.
Yeah, of course. I have matured. I have learned. I was in my late 20s, early 30s when all that happened. But
You 30, you wasn't no spring chicken.
I mean, it happened. I learned from it. And it is what it is. I can't go back and change it.
Yeah.
Right.
And we all go through things. I'm just very vulnerable and open to speak on, but I'm sure I'm not the only one that has dealt
Absolutely
with
not.
a situation like that.
Go ahead and take a drink if you dealt with that situation like that. You know, it's okay.
Yes.
Or even if you understand what's going on.
It's definitely okay because us as women, we'll make decisions because we're emotional.
Exactly.
They make permanent decisions based on temporary emotions.
Worry about what that man thinks and how they feel and how the kids feel instead
not
of
even
making
in
the
us
decision
last.
for us.
Exactly. Exactly.
So I had to come to a point where I had to choose me.
Yeah. I
That's
understand.
important. That's very important. And
And boom goes the dynamite. She says it right there at the end. At the end of the day, I chose me. And it's so many women like that. Their happiness is paramount. And if you're a single person, no children, that's how it should be. You should be focused only on yourself if you're a single person. But if you're in a relationship and to another level of marriage and children, no, your happiness is not top priority. But so many women feel that way. And as I stated earlier, when it comes to Ocho Cinco, I think they're engaged. I know Ocho got a bunch of kids by a bunch of different women, but anyway, a woman that will get with you after leaving another man or leaving another relationship or leaving her marriage, she would do the same exact thing to you. I said that recently on my channel about a woman that I used to interact with who was in a relationship, wanted to leave her man to get with me. And I was like, nah, man, because you'll do the same thing to me. And she didn't like that. She didn't like that I said that and swore up and down she wouldn't. But past behavior dictates future behavior. That's just what logical people think. But you guys let me know in the comment section. You think Chad doesn't have anything to worry about? Or is it just par for the course? You get tired and you move on for relationships and marriages all willy-nilly like this young lady alluded to. You guys let me know. Do better, squad. Fall out.